Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another Arrow review, and this time, Season 4 is finally over.
Yay!
Although, all things considered, it was actually a good episode. Nowhere near as bad as Season 3's finale.
Yeah, it was still a good finale, except for the whole mess of... Yeah, we have hope, but Damien has a bajillion deaths fueling him. I don't know how they friggin'...
think of it this way. He was able to repel it with just... He was able to normally repel it with just Felicity's hope, and he already had how many deaths. Sure, he nuked a town of 10,000, but there's one thing I like. It's not just the crowd. Pay attention. When that crowd is in the seat at the final fight scene, there's a guy with a camera implying that people are probably watching this on TV. So he probably has the hope of who knows how many people watching on TV.
But if he doesn't know about those people, does it count?
I don't know. They haven't established... Magic never has solid rules. That's the one problem with Magic. I feel, that's the thing, even though people claim sci-fi makes crap up, it always feels like at least sci-fi has rules. Magic just feels like it's undefined.
Yeah.
But, oh well, we just have to assume that was enough. What else are you going to do? It was still a fun fight scene. Not as good as, obviously, other fight scenes we've had, but definitely still enjoyable.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the opening scene too. I like how even in the finale we still get some Damien dark humor. I like, at the beginning when he's still at Felicity, he's threatening Felicity, and then Oliver bursts in the windows and Damien's like, I know you don't live here, but those were nice windows.
Yeah, of course.
God, I love Damien. He's such a good one.
Yeah.
There is one, Felicity says, when they're stopping all of the nukes, Felicity says, let's detonate them in space. This raises a really disturbing but interesting predicament for this world. I mean, it's not a problem per se, it just raises questions. Remember, they said every nuke has been hijacked and was planned to go off. Now they've apparently all gone off in space. Does that mean that we've effectively wiped out every nuke on the planet?
Maybe.
That's incredible! We wiped out all the nukes without a war! I mean... Damien may have almost destroyed the world, but he inadvertently helped us stop every single nuke on the planet. Now people have to build new ones.
Yeah.
That's something nobody ever thinks about. Sure, we nuked a town, but now we've got no nukes on the entire planet?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Although, now that you brought up that scene in the apartment, one thing that now annoys me is later on in the episode, we learn that Damien doesn't care about his daughter because he's going to kill everyone anyway. So why did he stop and leave when they threatened Nora?
Well, I mean, it's as he said to Felicity's mother, dying in a nuclear explosion is much less worse. And I guess seeing his daughter personally die, whereas just all of them dying at the same time, is different. I mean, let's put it to you this...
But he even said, oh, I'm killing everyone so she doesn't have to grow up without her mother.
Exactly. But that's the point. He'd still win. If Felicity... I mean, not Felicity. If Thea wasn't bluffing and actually did kill her, he'd still see it, and then he'd just kill them all anyway. It was the only hope they had. If they killed her, then he'd just kill them all. And that's the thing. And then they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
And besides, that's the thing.
But then, if threatening Nora does work on him, when Oliver went down to City Hall, and then there was this cool moment where we just see Oliver go flying, then Damien follows him and talks to him, therefore leaving little Nora behind.
I'd also like to point out that's the last time we ever saw her in this.
Yeah.
She was just left there. And he's now dead.
Yeah, because they were sitting there playing with her doll when Oliver walked in.
So, but that's the thing. Damien chases him out. She's just sitting there.
So if
then we have the big fight scene and Damien's dead. So what? How long was she sitting there? Did somebody go get her? What happened? I mean, we kind of find out eventually, but there's still a lot of questions, and I suppose it'll be a while before we get to answer them a bit more.
But as I was saying, if one of our friends had gone with Oliver to City Hall, after Oliver went flying and Damien followed him, someone could have grabbed Nora. And yeah, I know I'm always saying I feel bad for the girl, but just thinking logically, we could have threatened her again, and
Well, I suppose it's the age-old saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. He might not fall for the bluff all the time, and what are they going to do? Actually kill a kid? We already had the whole predicament of killing a kid on Legends. Let's not start that again.
yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel bad for the kid. I do. But speaking of kids, at the end when Diggle said he was gonna leave, my first thought was, yeah, stay home and spend some time with your wife and that cute baby. But then we see him put on some uniform and kiss them goodbye. I'm like, no. I thought the best thing for him was to stay and be with his family. I just quit the team, but stay home where he's home and be with his family.
I don't know. We do, yeah, like we said, Diggle's leaving, Thea's leaving.
And speaking of kids, this is the first time we've heard both Sarah and Nora talk. I don't think Nora talked before, so they finally paid the kid to talk. And we did hear little Sarah talk for the first time, though it was on a phone, so it wouldn't have been the actual actor kid, but still.
Yep. But, oh well, the fight scene was fun. Damien's dead. He mourns Laurel's grave and all that, and that's about it. It was a fun fight scene, seeing, like, the whole crowd of people.
Yeah, and when he was in front of the grave, he did say he even feels bad killing Damien. And and speaking of feeling bad, we did have a moment where Diggle talked about Andy and said that he felt bad about it because he admitted to Lila that...
You know who doesn't feel any guilt about causing people dying? Even though it was kind of inadvertently not their fault anyway, Felicity didn't really seem to feel any guilt about convincing Cooper to just kill himself. Knowing that obviously if she did, Damien would have killed him.
She said she's sorry when he died.
I know, but here's, Oliver's like, oh, I still feel bad about killing a person who nuked people, and Diggle's like, I feel bad about killing someone who threatened my family. I mean, don't get me wrong, Felicity had no choice, but I guess Felicity...
I know, the bullet was lodged deep in him.
To be fair, that's a good point. They were either going to die in a nuke or he was going to die anyway. There was no choice. He was dead already.
Yeah. So, yeah. And another time of feeling bad about killing, we concluded the flashback arc with he had to kill Tiana.
Yeah, we wrapped that up. I completely forgot. Maybe I was paying attention because I was like, I thought Ryder was still there. I guess they got rid of Ryder and then he killed her.
Yeah, they killed Ryder. Weren't you paying attention?
Apparently not. It went by so fast.
He was fighting with Tiana, and then Oliver was behind him and threw a knife or something, and then he's dead.
Oh, see? It went by so fast.
And then Tiana tried to kill Oliver, and then she was like, okay, I can't control it, you gotta kill me.
This was foreshadowed way like in season 3. When Oliver took Thea back to Lian we saw 4 graves, even though we only knew of 3 at the time.
Yeah, and now we saw he built one for Tiana.
Yeah, and, well, this has been his 4th year away from home. And we know how long he was gone, so...
Yep, he's still got another year. He does have to go see Tiana's family because he made a promise.
Well, at least, I suppose that's the closest we get to, like, leaving us hanging for the next season.
Yeah, that's the only thing we know he has to do.
There's not really a cliffhanger in the present, other than, the team's gone.
Yeah.
But, all in all, I'm going to give this a 9. It's not as good as season 1 and 2's finale. It's better than season 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go 8.5. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Obviously the magic is always going to bug us, but it's magic. What can you do?
Yeah.
But all in all, it was still an enjoyable plot. I enjoyed the fight scene. I like fight scenes that have a lot of people in them, which season 3's didn't. It was just Raz and Oliver fighting off in a distance. So I do like when there's a lot of people involved, so that was nice. It kind of reminds me of my favourite episode in season 3 where, like, Oliver's missing and the Glades fights Brick.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. But the season is done.
Yeah.
Season's done. Thea's left. Diggle's left. The team's looking pretty empty, and Oliver's got a mission in the past.
Yeah.
Well, despite the lack of cliffhangers, do you have any thoughts going into next season at all?
I don't know. I mean, there are some people I know have to join the team. I'm guessing at least one of them will join next season. I mean, we have had Curtis help occasionally, so
Oh, I did like that moment where Curtis inspired Oliver to inspire the people.
yeah, he did say
that was a good
something.
moment.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably see more of Curtis, and we'll probably meet one of the new people that I know we have to meet. I don't know exactly when they come along, but
That's the fun part. You have never seen anything past season 4 at all.
well, I have seen stuff, but
Yeah, but that's like through other shows. You've not properly watched things.
well, no, I've seen times when there are episodes on in your room, and
Oh,
I've seen
fair
little
enough.
bits.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Not enough to really connect dots majorly. You don't really know any plot lines or any major things happening other than maybe little bits here and there.
I know that I don't know. I remember watching this episode in your room where there was like 2 or 3 team members who they got really mad because like Oliver didn't trust him or something.
We'll worry
and he
about
was
that another
tracking
time.
them.
Let's not worry about future plots, but
Yeah, I'm just saying I have seen bits of stuff.
yeah, but that's the thing. You don't. There's no cliffhangers, and you only have vague thoughts on what might happen next season.
Yeah, as for like a big bad plot type thing, I have no idea.
I don't think you know any of the real villains. Oh, you might have heard their names, but you don't know who goes when.
Yeah, there is this name I know, but so I'm thinking that name might be next season, but
We'll find out when
We'll
we get to
see.
it. Yeah. But enough about that. We've finished the episode, which was actually a decent episode. Season 4 got a bit messy in the middle with Felicity stuff, but I said this before, and I'll say it again. People often regard Season 4 as the worst, and having rewatched it, I still stand by my statement that Season 3 is actually worse near the end. And the end is always what you think about most. Now, here's the thing though. There are things in Season 4 that bother people more than they do me. I'm not as upset about Laurel, and I don't find Damien to be a problem. Some people don't like Damien and his magic, and they don't think his character fits Arrow. I can kind of understand that, but I still love Damien. Laurel's death doesn't bug me, especially when I know what's coming up. And the drama, despite how annoying it was, only happened in maybe an episode or two. So honestly, Season 4 didn't piss me off as much as I thought it would.
yeah, speaking of which, I was at the end, when we got to the end of the episode, I was curious as to whether Felicity would give us any sort of indication as to whether she wants to, like, get back with Oliver or not. She didn't give much of an indication, but
We'll just have to keep
yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
Well, enough about that. We will see you next time for Season 5 of Arrow and other things as well. See you next time, guys.